5 o'clock in the morning, and Kimberly Johnson is already starting her day. She has to make sure that her children are up for school, cook them breakfast, iron her husband's work clothes, plus take care of the dog. And on top of all of this, she has to go to work. Each day, she goes to work at 7 o'clock to make sure she's there on time and being very productive. She will spend most of her time standing on her feet, making sure that everything that she has to do is completed before the end of the day. However, Wayne Williams will come into work at 8 o'clock, barely making the time to be on time. He is very lazy and he does not put 100% in his work. However, Wayne Williams is getting paid more than Kimberly Johnson is. You might see to say that it's because of his credentials or because of his degrees. But however, they have the same credentials, the same bachelor's degree. The only difference is that she is a female and he is male. During the next few minutes, I will show you how you can help end the inequality that women face in jobs. The need for this to end is enormous because every time a man gets $1, a woman only gets 77 cents. I am able to present this information to you because I am a female. I also have watched female employees that are in my family and male employees to see the difference. I also have done extensive research on this topic to be able to provide you for this information. Today, I will show you how we should take action, how to go about doing this, and how it will help not only women, but our society as a whole. Let's start by looking at how women became in this position. For centuries, women were the people who stayed at home with the children, while men worked out and brought home the bacon. They didn't know that their past would inflict our future generations. You see, in the past, males have always dominated, and they think that women are the ones that should stay home, cook and clean, and take care of the children, while the man, the strong-willed man, is the one who's supposed to provide for the family. In the textbook Sociology Project, they explain that women earn less than men because men usually have more work experience. This is due to women usually taking off of work for children. Usually a child will call the mom if they are sick, and the mom will leave work. Also, during pregnancy, men are continuing to work while the woman has to stay home, of course, to deliver the baby, and also months after that to take care of the newborn baby. So while men are still working and progressing in their field, women are kind of slowly drifting downward because they have other obligations on top of a career. Now this is very interesting because women do a lot, but men supposedly does more. For centuries, women were the people who stayed at home, and employers often set lower pay rates in jobs mostly filled by women, but they do not do this for jobs filled by men. This being said, a lot of women are nurses, and they will pay them less money. But if a man goes into a nursing job, which they call pink collar jobs, he will earn more money because this role is usually for a girl, for a female. Now that you see the need, let's find a solution. On April 3rd, 2013, the U.S. News, Lauren Fox tell us that even though we just celebrated Equal Pay Day, we do not have the Paycheck Fairness Act. And the Paycheck Fairness Act is a bill that will prohibit employers from paying a man more than a woman for the same job. And it will also stop employers from punishing women who call them out for pay disparities. This bill has been introduced to Congress plenty of times and has always been rejected and never passed. Many of us may see the inequality in this because why must a man get paid more than a woman for the same job with the same credentials? A question in your head might be, what could little old us do about this when it's a range for the government to handle? But not all people agree that we need to do anything about it. A lot of people do not think that we should pass the Paycheck Fairness Act. In the Huffington Post, written by Laura Bassett, it says that on April 11, 2013, every Republican opposed this bill once again. They have not gave an explanation of why they did not pass it, but a lot of the Democrats who wanted and were for this bill claims that the Republicans do not want women to have equal rights, equal paying jobs. And everybody that's dealing with this subject wants to know why, and they're not giving us answers. So, in my opinion, that makes me want to go out even further and make sure I do something about it, because it just seems kind of iffy to why the Congress, the Republican, not want to pass a bill. How could it affect us? How could it benefit? The Democrats are giving us ways how it can benefit, how we say we're equal, so let's actually be equal. Let's not have this segregation gap because of female and male. And they have not given us an answer onto why there's a problem, why we cannot pass it. It's a lot of the Congress are trying to do something about it, but if it's not agreeing, if there's more votes on this side, they're not able to get the 60 votes, and that's making them not be able to pass this bill. And so since it's so recently, this bill probably will not get passed again in probably 5 years. So it just makes you wonder and try to understand what is going on. This is something that's very crazy, and we have to see the problem that every female has to face. And we have to discuss this bill and understand how this bill, this Fairness Act bill, can actually make everybody equal. We can actually do more than we think we can do. We have a voice. We always wish that we have a voice. We have a right, just the right to vote. We have a right to write letters to Congress, to our president, and just to understand what is going on. We are this society. We are in the United States, and we have an opinion, and we have rights. And if this is something that we want to do, we're going to be able to do it, but we have to just push forward and actually put our actions into words sometimes. Women are the majority of voters in campaigns. And it's crazy how your voters are voting for you to be in these positions, and they don't have our back. Women, we're voting for you guys, and yet you don't want us to be equal to men in paying jobs. It's crazy. I don't understand it, and I think we should do something about it. We need to write letters. We need to do campaigns and volunteer at stuff that shows these people that we're serious about this. Why can't we have $1 to a man's dollar? Why must it be 25 cents lower than a man? Even if it's just a little or more than you ever thought, it's the same. We're all the same. We're all trying to survive, make means for our family. Just the difference alone would make a huge difference. Even males, they might say, how does this affect males? But we all have people or a person that's a female that we care about and knows that, well, we have to get things done. Everybody has bills or financial obligations that they have to tend to. Males can speak up too. If we all unify as together, that's the whole point, is to unify together and be equal, actually equal, to be on the same playing field. Why must a man always get higher up than a female if they're doing the same job? A female can be more even higher qualified, but since he's a man, he gets more money. We can all understand this situation is really going out of hand, and for the Paycheck Fairness Act to be completely passed off for many years now, we need to do something about it. And I think if we take more action than we're doing and actually have people understand what is going on, because many people think it's the norm of our society for this to happen, but it's not. And we just have to keep on pressing forward, keep on writing letters, and letting them understand that this is something that needs to change, and it needs to change as soon as possible. So I encourage each of you to write letters to Congress, many letters. Um, Understand you can make videos, post them on YouTube just to get people to understand what is going on, because many people don't understand it. Ask them to co-sponsor with the Paycheck Fairness Act. Ask them to pay it. It's going to benefit us all. We should not be satisfied for what they are giving us, because they're not giving us all the best that they can give us. With our consistent actions, one day we can probably say that we were a part of getting the Paycheck Fairness Act signed. So I encourage you, write letters, do campaigns, volunteer, do walks, do anything that you can that you will feel that will benefit this, because the Paycheck Fairness Act is something that you need to have. Thank you.